These people make a living by letting children ride their horses. We are continuing our tour of Old Arbat Street. Here you can see a souvenir store which has many Matryoshka dolls. They have many different types of these dolls, also known as babushka dolls. We find variations on the traditional Matryoshka or stocking dolls right here. On these, they've painted the faces of world leaders. For example, this one has Putin. When you open up Putin, you find Yeltsin. Let's open up Yeltsin to find a little Gorbachev doll inside. Put the Russian presidents in here. For American tourists, they have George Bush Jr. And inside is Bill Clinton. And here is George Bush Sr. And right in the middle is Ronald Reagan. You can see winter hats of Russian soldiers. If you want to buy one, you can try it on like this. You can find everything on this street. From old-time communist medals to KGB IDs, everything is here. Try as you might, you'll find it very hard to leave this street empty-handed. You can even become a Russian intelligence agent here. As you see here, it says KGB. Of course, it's not easy to be an agent like this, but if you want to buy a gift for someone, you can buy it from this souvenir store. They put your picture on one side and your full name on the other. Then you are ready to become a KGB agent. As you see, there's really nothing to it. Of course, I don't suggest you try to pass yourself off as an actual agent, or you might end up meeting a real KGB agent, which could extend your stay here. Finally, we've finished all of our shopping here. It will take about 20 to 25 minutes to walk from one end of the street to the other end. Not a bad stroll. Let's continue on our tour of Old Arbat Street. The weather is really beautiful today. Here we find a woman making money by selling flowers. She has a very lovely assortment of flowers. This street is a very good place for people to make money for themselves. During the time of the Soviets, 90% of the churches were destroyed. Behind me, you can see the Cathedral of Christ the Savior. It was destroyed as well, but it was rebuilt in 1996. It looks the same as the original, and it took 3 years to complete the reconstruction. The cathedral was consecrated on August 19th, 2000. The Cathedral of Christ the Savior was demolished and reduced to rubble on December 5th, 1931. It was originally to be the site for a monument to socialism, but construction was interrupted by war, and a public pool ended up there instead. This is Moscow Victory Park. In this park, you'll find a mosque, a church, and a synagogue all together. The main artery of the park is the Avenue of the Heroes. The city of Moscow built this park in 1945 in remembrance of the people that made up the Allied forces who gave up their lives to help defend Moscow during the Second World War.
Строчки из молитвы, читаешь расписание, мечты твои разбиты, пустые.
The park project was started by the mayor of the city of Lukow. There are 96 parks and 18 public gardens in Moscow, making it the greenest big city in Europe.
Почему солнце свет, как поверить в мир?
We are now in the Novodevichy Cemetery. It is the most famous cemetery in all of Moscow. This cemetery holds the tombs of Russian authors, playwrights, and poets, as well as famous actors, political leaders, and scientists. More than 27,000 people are buried in Novodevichy. This is President Khrushchev's tomb. This tomb belongs to Lushin, the inventor of the famous Russian Lushin airplanes. The tombs of the military commanders are a little more fancy. It feels like we're walking in an art gallery, more than a cemetery. The tombstones are made from valuable stones such as marble and granite. Here you can see a lot of statues made from marble. Whoever didn't have a statue had a picture put on their tombstone. Novodevichy Cemetery is certainly one of the must-see places in all of Moscow. I'm now walking through the Novodevichy Cemetery. They not only made tombs for people, but they also made statues as well. This is really quite an interesting place. You don't feel like you're in a cemetery at all. I'm at Yuri Nekury's tomb now. He passed away about 2 years ago. As you can see, it looks like a statue in a flower garden more than a tomb. The statue even has real flowers in his hand. He was a well-known movie star in Russia. Everyone knew who he was, and that's why there's no name written on it. As you can see, his dog is still waiting by his tomb. While you're visiting this place, you can see many tourists. People are amazed by these tombs. They've never seen anything like it before. It is quite a sight to behold indeed.